Just 2 seeds passed down as a special gift launched this entire seed-saving organization. Let's get that story. Today's farm feature, seed savers. We're in Iowa. Let's go see what they're about. Okay, one more time and then we gotta go. Go ahead, Mr. Brown. Diane's garden. Isn't that nice? This is the co-founder of this place. Some things I want to find out. How'd they get started? Why save seeds? Why is that important? And then how to save seed. I think we're at the right place to find all that out. Lily, you want to take pictures while we talk to Miss Diane?
Yeah.
Okay, you take pictures. Mom might have to open it for you. I'm very excited to be here. We have not gone to a place that is saving seeds yet on this tour. We've been to 26 states. I don't even know how many farms. So we're very excited to be here, and I think this is an important thing you do here. So what is your name and what do you do here?
Good morning. My name is Diane Whaley. I'm co-founder of Seed Savers Exchange in Decorah, Iowa. And basically what we do here is we save seeds. So you're in the right place.
So how did it all get started?
Well, this is the one seed that started the whole organization.
One seed, the power of one seed.
All the seeds are important, but this one has the history because it was the first one that started Seed Savers. And the story about this is the Grandpa Ott's morning glory, and it's blooming. It's one of the first blooms I think I've seen. But this was started as a memory of mine when I was growing up in northeast Iowa. I grew up on a small dairy farm, and part of my summers were always driving down to my grandparents' farm and looking at their gardens. And they raised 9 children during the Depression, and their grocery list was flour, sugar, salt, pepper, coffee, and vinegar. And everything else that they produced to feed their family was produced by their hands and from their land. So their gardens were really always important. So that was part of our visit down there. So we'd go down to my grandparents. And one night, and then we'd always end our garden visits on a porch. And my grandfather would have the morning glories growing every year, and he'd have them trained using twine strings, which we still use. And he'd have an opening, so there'd be a circle or a square or a triangle, so we could sit on the porch and he'd tell us stories about people driving by and so forth. But we sat in this little cozy morning glory room. So when I had my first garden, of course I wanted the morning glories. So Kent Whaley and I drove over to his farm and asked him for the morning glory, if we could have some of the seeds. And he went back into the back bedroom and came out with this little white pillbox full of these little black seeds. And he said, yeah, here's the morning glory seeds. Did you know my parents brought these seeds over when they immigrated from Bavaria to St. Lucas, Iowa around the turn of the century? And I had never heard that story before. And holding those seeds, it was like I was connected to a family I never knew or thought about. And also then he said, those big German pink tomatoes that you love that Grandma always serves with the sugar sprinkled on the top, those also came from Bavaria with my parents. So we were handed this treasure, and later that winter he passed away. And Kent and I realized that if he hadn't given us the seed and told us the story, that it would have been lost. And how often that happened when immigrants came into this country, they brought with them their best seed, and because they didn't know what they'd find here in this new country. So in my family, they wanted to be reminded of the beautiful morning glories, and they love those tomatoes. But unless there was a systematic way of collecting these seeds as the elderly folks were passing on and moving off the farm, they would be lost, and all the genetic diversity and beauty that they treasured and brought over would be lost as well. So we started Seed Savers Exchange. It's a long story.
Yeah, beautiful story, beautiful story.
To tell you how we started. So we're a nonprofit organization. With the inspiration of those 2 seeds, those varieties, we were able to inspire other people to join us. and also save seed and share and, and distribute their seeds. So today we have a seed bank of over 25,000 different varieties of seed. So when we were talking about the power of a few seeds, that's it. We stuck to what we were doing. We had a great mission. Wonderful people joined us along the way, and here we are today at this farm with our collection. What we do at the farm is maintain the collection. So we're talking about a living heirloom. The seeds are living. So we have to continue that by growing them out each year and replenishing our seed collection. So that's what we do here at the farm, because it's hard to sometimes describe why we should be saving what genetic diversity is and why we should be saving it, because it's an abstract idea. But I think when people come to Heritage Farm and they walk in this garden and see all the work we're doing, it makes sense. And when you think about all the seed that we have growing around us from all over the world, we probably have the most diverse farm in the country here in Decorah, Iowa.
Photobomb. You've been photobombed, Diane. Come on, you getting a good picture of the morning glory? That's okay. He can be there, Josiah. It's good. You can get some pictures, buddy. Get some pictures. This is important.
So this is diversity in action, really. I mean, people understand. They walk into this garden and they see, I have about 300 different plant types in my garden. So definitely there's a lot of diversity going on. I plant flowers and herbs and vegetables together with prairie plants and wildflowers, and I like the idea that my garden looks like it's part of nature. And nature actually creates most of it. A lot of people think, oh, I can't save seed, and I wonder if that's complicated. First of all, I always say start with easier seeds like tomatoes, beans, lettuce, and peas, because they're self-pollinating, and you can just grow an open-pollinated heirloom variety of those types, and you can save the seed without any without a lot of education or background. You can definitely save tomato seeds. And when you think about all the seed that we have in our collection was brought into this country and maintained by people, they didn't have fancy equipment or degrees. They were just backyard gardeners like we were. And saving seed was a part of everyone's garden back in the day, because you didn't rely on store-bought seeds, because that was a luxury like store-bought anything. So seed saving was part of everyone's garden.
I want to ask you something about the morning glory. What is the purpose of the morning glory?
Purposes of the morning glory. Okay. Sometimes if we're out here, you'll see bees coming into the center of it. So definitely it attracts our bees, which are pollinators, which we need to pollinate our food crops. For me, there's a sentimental value of it. I come out here and I see those morning glories, and who do I think about but my grandparents?
Yeah, he still lives. He's right there.
He's still there. And where do I go but back on my grandparents' porch, surrounded with morning glories. So for me, it really is literally a living connection to my family that I never knew, which all heirloom seeds are, because they all are connected. They all have histories. They all have stories. All of our seeds have stories. So the importance for, when my grandparents gardened and my mother, their garden had to be serious because they were producing food. And they couldn't afford the luxury of having a flower in their garden, because it wasn't, as you say, what is the purpose of that outside of adding, joy and beauty to your heart? But my grandmother always had the morning glories, so that she treasured those, because that was her flower. But also now I'm finding it's not only a luxury to have flowers, it's a necessity, because my garden attracts, butterflies, hummingbirds, hummingbird moths, bats. Bats are pollinators, and they're all crucial these days to maintain our food supply, because I don't know, I shouldn't quote things that I don't know, but a great percent of our food is relying on pollinators to do the pollinating of that particular plant. So we need, it's just common sense. We need to preserve it all. And in terms of heirloom seeds and why we're saving it, we just believe in saving all the pieces, because we don't know with climate, maybe changing, or what scientists are going to need in the future. We want to make sure that they have the tools to work with to create a better food crop if needed or whatever. But we just believe in saving all the pieces.
Today, Diane, I want to learn how to save a tomato seed.
Okay.
I do not know. I know every seed is different, like you save a corn seed different than you would a tomato seed. So let's start with one, tomato seed.
And this is the perfect one to start with because this is this is the German pink.
This is the one
seed that came from Bavaria along with my great-grandparents and that morning glory seed that's growing on the barn.
So you keep saving seeds from this one.
Right.
So Grandpa lives on.
This plant has been grown in northeast Iowa for over 100 years.
Wow.
So when you think about the value of that seed, it has seen a lot of climate change, it has seen a lot of pests, and it survived. So it is a strong seed that has been naturally strengthened by nature growing for 100 years. But now you're going to have to use your imagination on how to exactly save the tomato seed. So we're in Iowa and we don't have summer like in North Carolina. No. So we have one tomato on here and it's
okay,
green.
It's coming along.
It's green, but these, we want it to be, it can be half a pound size and be red. Okay. So then when it is ripened, what we'll do is we'll take the tomato off, pick it, and as hard as it is, we squeeze it, even though you just want to slice it and have it on a BLT or something. But we squeeze the seed into a container, and then we let that seed and the juice ferment for about 2 or 3 days, depending upon the temperature. And when we'll come back in on the container, there'll be a little layer of mold, and that is containing all the bacterial that's been carried in the seed. It's growing on the top in that liquid. So we take that off, wash the seeds, put it on a coffee filter or a paper towel, and just let the seeds dry.
Cool.
So it's as easy as that, but you have to start with a non-hybrid seed. Hybrid seed, you would not get the same plant back. You would get one of the other parents.
How do you keep this one from not going hybrid?
This one is self-pollinating, as I mentioned.
Oh.
So it will pollinate before the blossom is open. So it doesn't cross with anything. So like over here, I don't want to complicate things, but this is a squash.
Yeah.
So you see that blossom? That would cross. Bees will go from one blossom to another. So you could have a cucumber over here, which I have, or another squash variety, and that would cross.
So to save that seed, you'd have to grow those further away?
Isolate or hand pollinate, and that's a whole other episode.
How did your grandparents isolate a squash?
Well, they probably only had one variety. And so you can grow a variety of watermelon, a variety of squash. So you just need to know what family you're with. So if you get one of that isn't in the same family, you can save the seed. So yeah, they probably had their favorite pumpkin. That's how this happens. You have your favorite tomato, your favorite pumpkin, and you probably don't think you need anything else. So you save that for your deer.
What are you doing? I bet you better not play in that bird's bath. Come on, come on. We don't want you to get wet. We don't want you to get wet. Oh, don't forget your water bottle, Mr. Brown. Here's your water bottle, buddy. All right, go see Mama, go. Diane, thank you so much for the tour of your beautiful garden.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you're doing. What you're doing is really important. Keep up the good work.
We will. Thank you for sharing it with other people.
If people want to find out more about what you do, where do they go?
Seedsavers.org.
Okay.
Easy as that.
Next up, guys, a seed drying room. And we're with Cindy. What's your role here, Cindy?
My role is development coordinator at Seed Savers Exchange.
Okay. This is who I've talked to line up this to make this possible. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. We're excited that you're here.
Now here with Phil, what's your job here, Phil?
I am the seed bank manager at Seed
Okay.
Savers Exchange. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Supposedly there's a drying room here that you can tell us a little bit about.
Yep. Well,
and maybe
we're
the
gonna
seed
head
bank.
into our room 3 inventory. Let me flip
Oh,
the
here we
light
go.
on
The
here.
good stuff.
So this is one of the rooms that we house our inventory. It's a little cool. It's about 38 degrees
Oh.
in here, so you might be a little cold for a while. But in here are just thousands of varieties. So if you want to see some beans,
Wow.
like I said, everything in here is from previous year grow outs.
Okay.
The things that we're gonna regenerate in the future.
You'll grow them out again for seeds.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we're a little different than a typical farmer.
Yeah.
We call ourselves, we're seed farmers.
Okay.
And so we house anywhere from 25,000 to 30,000 different varieties in our seed vault. And this is just one of the rooms that we house some things. So
Okay.
if you want to see some more examples of some beans here, black beans, white beans, we have beans you've never seen, beans.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, so we have approximately 1,000 corn varieties in the collection. We have 5,000 beans in the collection. We have 6,000 tomatoes. We have about 4,000 to 5,000 peppers in the collection. And you know, typically when you go to the store or the farmer's market, you're only seeing a couple varieties here and there. So we have really interesting varieties in the collection that we can trace back to old varieties in the 1800s that were very popular back then. We have cherished family heirlooms that have been passed down from generation to generation, and people have given them to us as gifts so we can, you know, maintain them here and keep them in our seed vault for safekeeping. And once we get those, we share them with our members and other people as well. So our goal is to not only preserve the seeds, but preserve the family heritage behind these and share them and get them out with people all around the country and all around the world.
Nice. These are not going to be for sale. These are for planting again and raising up for more seeds.
That's correct.
Right?
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. But
Okay, makes sense.
we will also offer them to members of
Okay,
Seed Savers
okay.
Exchange through what we call the yearbook.
Okay.
Here, Rhodes Yellow Popcorn. We gotta get some
wow.
of this. Our
That's
last
got
name's
our
Rhodes.
name on it.
I
Oh, it is.
know. Yeah.
That's right.
Got our name on it. Okay.
Who knows? It
Thanks
could
for the
it
gift,
could
buddy.
it could come
Appreciate
it could have come from a distant member of
Who
your
knows?
family
Who
tribe.
Oh, who knew?
Is this the yearly? Is this the yearbook
the
that you were
yearbook
calling
right
it?
there.
So if somebody, how does somebody get this yearbook?
Once you become members,
Okay,
you
and
get
then what
access
does
to that yearbook, and we have.
what happens once you become a member?
Once you become a member of Seed Savers Exchange, you not only support what we do here in preserving the, you know, biodiversity and the stories and the seeds and everything like that, you get access to this book. And this has over 12,000 varieties offered by not only Heritage Farm, which is us, Seed Savers Exchange, but also members of Seed Savers Exchange offer what they have to offer in this
sweet.
book. So we have we have everything from asparagus to apples to 200 pages of tomatoes to thumb through.
Are these apple seeds?
No,
The grass.
they are apple grafts and
Cool.
apple buddstock. Yep, because apples,
Nice.
if you get apple seeds, they don't breed true
Yeah.
to type,
Right.
and so you don't know what you're gonna get with an
Right.
apple. So you have to graft them.
You interested in that, honey?
Yes, very much. This stuff, yeah. I like
Okay.
this stuff.
You'll have to catch us. We're gonna go
I
see
am.
the
Okay, I'll
vault.
just come. I'll come.
Oh, pulling her away, pulling her
We'll
away.
take you out to the vault right now.
Here we go. Here's the vault.
So this is our seed vault. It's cold in there. It's about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And this houses pretty much everything in our collection. So you saw room 3. All the new grow outs and everything in there is housed in here. We have thousands of seed packets in here.
So this is what's for sale as packets.
This is what we will make available to members.
Oh, members.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep, everything in there.
So what is for sale? The stuff in the visitor center?
That's right. So we're a little interesting organization. So
Okay.
we have a seed catalog
Okay.
that's produced by who we call the Seed House.
Okay.
And then we have what we call preservation. It's two different departments and
Okay.
two different ideas behind what we do. So preservation is in charge of managing this vast collection of 25 to 30,000 different varieties. The Seed House is there to kind of peruse the collection and make it available to everybody.
Okay.
And once you become a member, we kind of, you know, we want them to feel special.
Okay.
So that's where you get access to, you know, pretty much almost everything in the collection. We
Wow.
offer about 5,000 varieties to our members every year through the seed exchange.
Awesome.
How much is a membership?
As low as $25 a year.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to become members. Justin.
I don't see why not.
I know. I was not aware
Why not?
of.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Cindy. This place is amazing. Great stop on the tour. Thanks for all you do.
Thanks for coming, Justin.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Justin.
it.
Guys, let's get us something that we can grow in the bus. Phil, you're
What are you
still with us.
interested in?
What should we get that we can grow in a bus? So
On a
low
bus?
light, kind of like an apartment situation. Doesn't need a lot of maintenance. Not gonna grow big. It will be in a tiny pot.
In a pot, I bet you some lettuce would do okay. What kind of lettuce do you like? Where is our lettuce?
What about a mint or something for a tea or?
Oh, we have herbs.
What
You have, like
about-
basil? What kind
You
of
got
basil
all
do you
kinds
like?
of
We got all
herbs.
kinds of basil.
Okay.
We got leaf basil.
Rebecca, you cool with basil?
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more Italian to do that. Anytime I walk by the basil in the
Yeah, it
grocery
smells
store,
good.
I'm always like, we're gonna have Italian this
Okay,
week.
let's grow a basil plant in the bus. You want
All
to?
right, let's do it.
That'll be a good one.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You don't sell pots here, do you?
Well, we already have it actually. Outside.
Oh, you do?
I'll grab you a few.
Okay,
Yep.
thanks. I like that book.
I do too.
Cool store here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at this. Nice. Look, you want to hold that? It's like me. Phil, you don't sell potting soil here, do you?
Happy for
Oh my gosh, there it is. There it
Thought we
is.
did. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna go out into the garden. I'll just
Okay.
put some in the pot for you. Here, let me
Cool.
take these
We're gonna be
pots.
growing a basil plant we bought
I'm
here.
gonna go get you
Pots
some
we bought
soil
here.
from
Look.
our garden. I'll be right back.
Okay. Soil from this place. It can't get any better than that, right? You got you a pet duck? You got a pet duck, Mr. Brown?
Walking.
You getting that book?
They gifted it to
Aw.
me. Isn't
What's
that
the name
very
of it?
kind? Gathering, a memoir of a seed saver by Diane.
Oh, that was by Diane. Cool.
So I'm excited.
Well, thank you guys.
Yes.
And Rebecca,
Yes.
he's going to get some
Potting
soil
soil?
for us from the garden.
Awesome.
Some lettuce from the eval garden for you to try.
Okay, thank you. Look at this.
Got it wet a little bit for you.
Okay. Look at him. Look at him. Excellent. There it is. And great head of lettuce you gave me there.
Oh wait, where did you get that from?
He gave it to me from the garden. You want some?
Yeah. Where's your Josiah?
See, she just took my food. Yeah, oh, Josiah would love this.
Where is
That's
he?
the best head of lettuce I've ever tasted.
That is typical. They call it iceberg lettuce,
Yeah.
but it's iceberg lettuce like you've never had before.
I know, right? Like
Yeah.
that actually has
You
flavor.
go to the store, you buy iceberg lettuce. It tastes like nothing.
Yeah, it's horrible.
This is actually a old mid 20th century variety called Kalmar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Josiah, or Jonah, you want to try this?
Try some
Take
lettuce.
a bite. Just take a bite, and then we're gonna give the rest to Josiah because he loves lettuce. Eat that lettuce like
Crispy,
an apple.
crunchy, juicy.
Josiah, come here. I got a treat for you. A special head of lettuce. This is our lettuce guy.
Lettuce.
Chomp away, my friend. What do you think? I'll tell you the truth.
Kids always do.
I'll tell you the truth. I liked it. I'm not lying.
You like it?
Okay. He's starting to warm up. He's starting to warm up.
Well, he's used to grocery store lettuce too.
Yeah.
Mama.
That actually has a little bit of taste to it, doesn't it? Well, he's not talking, so that's good.
He's still eating
It
it.
must be that good that it's quiet. How many Rhodes people can we fit into the mudroom?
Everybody, I guess.
You know our motto, just plant. Even if you're in a bus,
Yep.
there's no excuse. It may not work, but we're gonna put a few seeds in there.
Okay, hold on one second.
See which one makes it. Thin them out. Look, we got our little green room here. Light from both directions. How many are you gonna drop in there? 3 or 4?
Whoops, I just put in a couple. Here, just throw some in.
Nice.
We'll just see what happens.
Yep. Wish us luck.
And we
That's
have
all
to
you can
water
do. Yep, you gotta keep them watered, okay?
Mama.
And maybe we'll eventually get some sort of suction cup thingy to hold that into place.
Yeah.
Mama, oh, how about right here?
You don't look too terribly hopeful.
I'm just nervous. Somebody gifted me a very nice plant and I feel like it's not gonna make it the whole trip and I really want it to, so. Oh wait, this is not a glass pot.
No, this is not. Is that what you're afraid of?
Then that makes me
You're
have
thinking
some more
that's
hope.
terracotta or something?
Yeah.
No, it's
It's
I don't know what it is, but
recycled plastic. Great, awesome.
Sweet, a recycled plastic.
Okay, I have more hope.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We'll see what happens.